Good morning. Getting ready to sew and show you how I make some of my masks. Um, but I first of all wanted to say I've got several new subscribers and I really appreciate it. I'm a new channel and I'm working really hard to get to my 1,000 subscribers, and a big shout out and thank you to every one of you who have subscribed to my channel. This is primarily going to be a travel channel, but as I mentioned earlier, my van is back in the shop trying to get the refrigerator replaced, and for one that will work better, I think, than what he had originally installed. But I have never even taken the maiden voyage in my van yet, so I'm going to bring you all along when that happens. It probably will happen very early spring, maybe March or April, and hopefully we'll be traveling out west again. But until that time, we're going to be showing you some other things and maybe some crafts, and probably go back over to my brother's farm. It seems like everybody really liked the little goat video. So I've always said he's kind of like a old McDonald's farm. He's got horses and he's got chickens and he's got goats, and he's been working on putting some solar in his house, and he's the one that built the tiny house, and we'll probably be doing another tour of that. So if you all would, please tell your friends about this channel and maybe share some of my videos. So we've got a lot of exciting things coming up this winter while we're waiting on the van. And like I said, as soon as we get that van back, we're going to take off and we're all together going to go and see what we can see. So I want to let you know I have been making masks now all through the COVID situation, which is very frustrating for all of us. I started out by making some and donating to the hospital that's locally here, and I gave some to some of the people in church. But then I have a friend that has a gift shop, and she says, well, you could send those up and we could sell them here in the gift shop. So we've been selling a lot of the masks now for, gosh, like I said, probably since about maybe April, we've been selling masks in her shop. And it's been very handy because I've had that extra income to be able to buy things that I needed for my van, like, my coffee maker and pots and pans and a couple rugs, shower curtains, things that I needed for the van that really helped, things that I wouldn't have been able to get had I not had this extra income. So it's been a blessing for me, and my friend Janie has been a blessing too, by suggesting that we could sell those masks in her shop. So I had a mask. I didn't have a pattern, or I found some online, but I didn't find any that I liked. So actually what I did was take a mask and lay it sideways, and I had like a divider. Let me see if I can find here it is, my pattern. I had a divider that I just took a marker and drew around the side of that mask. So I just made a kind of a flexible pattern, and then I took a hole punch and punched holes in here where I can pin that pattern to the fabric when I got ready to cut it out. So I've made all kinds. I've made some, for the football teams, and just all kinds of different types of masks that I have made. I'm getting caught in my thread here. So then I cut them out, and I have to cut them on a fold. So this is the ones I'm working on now. It's got the buffalo check, and it's got the deer. And then after I cut them on a double fold, then when you open them out like this is what the piece looks like. And so that has got a dart in both sides of it. So let me kind of show you. I'll take you through a complete mask making and show you what it looks like. So I separate the pieces, and then I put the darts together like this and get my edges even like this. And then let me see, hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. I want to tilt this just a little bit, and please bear with me here. So, okay, I think maybe you can see that. So, and then I'll just sew the darts about maybe a 1/4 inch in, and it looks to me like I'm going to have to, I've got my machine come unthreaded, so I am going to pause just for a second and we'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. We'll take up where we left off. I have my machine threaded, so we go ahead and put these two edges, the right sides of the darts, together, and then I sew maybe just a 1/4 of an inch seam in here. Okay, I clip my threads and I do the dart on the other side. Okay, the thread didn't catch very well there, so we're going to go ahead and stitch that one again. Okay, now I'm going to do the other side. And the same thing, I take put the right sides together and line this up here. Okay, and the same on the opposite side. Putting those raw edges together. Okay, now that I've got darts in both of my pieces, I open them up like this, and then I take the other piece and put the right sides together like this, and I usually right here where the two seams are, the two darts, I'll take a pin and pin those together so I can make sure and get my ends even. So you put your ends even, and we're just going to sew just the side edges. And here again, just make about a 1/4 of an inch seam or so. Keeping those edges even. I hear my husband out there mowing the yard, and it's getting about the time. He said he wanted to mow it one more time, so we have beautiful weather the past few days, and so that's what he's doing, kind of doing his very last mowing. Okay, then over here on the other side now, that's the side that I stitched, and here is the other side. I'm going to pin those seams together, the darts, and here again match up my raw edges. Okay, and then sew down that side. Make sure everything is even. Oh, of course, I ran out of my bobbin thread, so let's change bobbins. Luckily, I have a lot of those done here. So I will be right back again. Okay, we'll try this side again. Okay. Okay. Of course, you might know when I start to show somebody something, I have trouble with my thread. But I think we're on the way now again. Okay, now I've got both sides of my mask sewed now. Trim my threads. Then I'm going to take this and turn it right side out. And kind of straighten this out and kind of finger press everything and pull it together. And you can kind of see my mask taking shape. Okay, now this is what it looks like so far. Now I'm going to use my elastic that I've got here, and I'm going to cut two pieces 7.5 inches in length. Measure it here. And I started out using maybe a 1/4 inch elastic, and that was not good. It was just kind of stiff, and it hurt people's ears. So I've gone with the thinner elastic and the kind that is soft. It's just very, very thin like this, and it seems to work out really well. So now what I do, I take my mask and I turn in maybe about 1/4 of an inch and down into the inside of the fabric, and I kind of finger press it and kind of maybe with my nail across here. So now I've just got kind of a smooth edge here. And then I take a piece of my elastic and kind of poke it right in here up near the edge, maybe a 1/4 inch, and it looks like this. And now I'm going to sew it across there. Again, I sew it really close to the edge, and I back stitch it a little bit, and then when I sew it a little bit, I make sure my edges are even, and then I'll take this other end and tuck it in the other side. Make sure I've got maybe a 1/4 inch or so. Sew down all the way to the end. And then I just drop my needle here at the end, and I turn it because I want it to stay in there. Turn it this way, trim my extra threads at this point, and then sew back right across here, pretty much in the same thread line that I have done before. And then I'll just kind of fasten those stitches by reverse sewing a couple times. Okay, and then pull it out here and clip my threads, and so you can see what it looks like here. And then I do the same to the other side, tucking in about a 1/4 inch here. Okay, and then I finger press those. People used to talk when they would sew and they would say finger press, and I thought, why do you finger press? Well, I see now, because right now, and I always press mine when I get ready to package them, but I don't at this point. And then I go ahead and stick this in here and do the same thing. Sew across the end. And I put the extra end, the loose end here, in the other end of the little pocket here that we've made. Sew that down here. Drop my needle. Turn that around. Snip my threads. And finish off by sewing again down that same line. Okay, and then now there we have it. We have our mask here that works. I can show you how it works here over the ears, and that covers everything under the chin over the nose. And these have been very popular. They're very, very comfortable to wear. And I use 100% cotton, so they're all washable. Now, when I get ready to package them for the gift shop, I first of all, I kind of pull out the wrinkles, fold it in the center, and then I've got a tiny little travel iron that I use. And I'll iron on this side and iron on this side. Then I tuck the elastic in like this, and put them in a little baggie. And let's see, I think I've probably got one laying up here, a different pattern, but to show you how I package them. And then this one here is a flag pattern, but this is how I do them. And they're all pressed and neat. And then you just put them in the baggie. And then I usually take up maybe anywhere from 50 to 75 masks at a time up to the gift shop. So that's how simple it is. And if you have any questions, you could email me at gypsysoulwanderers@gmail.com. Thank you. Bye-bye.